So another group of people who watch, those who feel a resonance with this side of things, that I bring up the personality fixations. And it called personal development. It can be done without waking up. No need. If that's the only what mind wants to explore, that's enough. That's enough to come out from some limitations of the mind and live good human life, fulfilled. It does happen much more often than waking up and being fulfilled. Awakening is, as one of the teachers said, is a destructive process. It's not fun. Mostly it's not. No, maybe after many years it starts to be fun when most of the personality fixations is seen and let go, and freedom is found in just being yourself. New equilibrium in the organism found. Then it's fun. But it takes a lot of years. Maybe for some not, I don't know. I know how it is for me and people who I communicate with. I been talking about 7 years a lot, and then I came across what my friend, teacher in non-duality as well, Will Pye, was talking about 10 years, and different teachers talk about different time frames, basically what it took them to come to that place where they can actually play. Otherwise it's a destructive process. Not by you. It will be destroyed, you want it or not. I had a lot of people who would come and say, Elena, I want to wake up, but I want this, and this not to change. I just want this change and get rid of this troubles and issues, but that I don't want to change. It doesn't happen like this. You don't know what will this process rearrange. So if you don't have the focus on waking up, it's not really necessary. Maybe it's not the time yet. And it's nothing nothing bad about it at all. Why would you even go for it? If there is no focus, there is no energy in that direction. If you have a life to live, if you have relationships to build, to explore, children to bring up, explore life in a different way, then maybe if you will be really unsatisfied with all of it, then you will start to have this crazy drive to wake up. Otherwise, why would you? If there are interests of human life are not explored yet, explore them. see if that fulfill you. Maybe it will. Not everybody looking for existential questions to be answered in life. It's not needed. So I bring a mix of exploring human personality, fixations, conditioning, and also existential exploration. Who we are, why we are here, what's behind all this, and so on.